When big dogs prove they were born to protect little girls. There's something about a Great Dane standing next to a tiny baby girl that stops your heart completely. That enormous, gentle giant lowering her massive head down slowly, carefully, as if she already knows this little human is the most precious thing in the world. If you've ever witnessed a moment like that and felt something crack open in your chest, this video is for you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I can see that, and honestly, it breaks my heart a little. Because people who love moments like these, they belong here. Hit that subscribe button right now. You're going to want to be here for every single one. Now, let's talk about Danua. Danua is a 3-year-old Great Dane, 140 pounds of velvet ears, deep brown eyes, and the most absurdly gentle soul you've ever seen in a dog her size. The moment her family brought little Sophia home from the hospital, something shifted in Danua. She stopped doing her usual zoomies around the living room. She started moving slower, quieter, like she understood on some ancient, instinctive level that something fragile and irreplaceable had just entered the house. The first night, Danua curled up outside the nursery door and refused to move. She didn't ask for permission, she didn't wait to be invited, she simply decided, this is my post now. Sophia's mom, Claire, watched it happen through the baby monitor at 2 a.m. and cries so hard she had to wake her husband up just to show him. "She's guarding her," Claire whispered, and she was. Every single night after that, Danua was there. Same spot, same quiet, devoted stillness. But here is where it gets truly beautiful. As Sophia grew, from a sleepy newborn to a kicking, grabbing, absolutely chaotic 6-month-old, Danua adapted to every single stage. When Sophia started reaching out and grabbing whatever her tiny fist could find, Danua simply let her. Soft ears pulled gently, a giant, patient head patted enthusiastically by hands that had no concept of gentle. Danua just blinked. Slow, calm, completely unbothered. The way a Great Dane tolerates a baby is unlike anything else. They seem to understand that babies are in a category of their own, not quite the same rules as adult humans, not quite the same as other dogs, something different, something that must be handled with enormous care and even more enormous love, and Danua had both in limitless supply. There is a moment on this channel, and if you have not seen it yet, you are not ready for how it will make you feel, where Sophia, now 8 months old, is lying on a playmat on the floor. She's doing that thing babies do where they're trying to roll over and can't quite figure it out, getting more and more frustrated, little legs kicking, little face going red. And Danua walks over, lies down beside her, puts her chin on the floor so she's eye level with Sophia, and just stays there. Sophia immediately stops fussing. She looks at Danua, Danua looks at her, and then Sophia reaches out and grabs a handful of that soft, floppy ear and laughs. Full belly laugh. The kind of laugh that sounds like the entire world is the best place that has ever existed. You tell me, is that a babysitter or is that a soulmate? Now here's something worth thinking about, and I want to hear what you actually believe. Some people say big dogs and babies should always be kept separated, that no matter how gentle the dog, the size alone is a risk. Others say the opposite, that large breeds like Great Danes are actually among the most patient and self-aware dogs in the world, and that the bond they form with children is protective in a way that can't be replicated. Which side are you on? Drop it in the comments. I mean it, I read every single one, and this conversation is always worth having. Because the truth is, nobody who has watched Danua with Sophia could ever argue that size equals danger. What they would see instead is a dog who has recalibrated her entire personality around one tiny person. A dog who has decided, without being asked, without being trained specifically for this, that her most important job on earth is making sure this little girl is okay. When Sophia cries, Danua finds Claire. Not frantically, calmly, deliberately, like a dog who has thought this through. She walks to wherever Claire is and stands there until Claire follows her back to the nursery, every single time. When Sophia started pulling herself up to stand, she used Danua as her support, both hands gripping that gentle giant's back, Danua absolutely still, barely breathing, not moving a single muscle, because somehow she knew that if she shifted even slightly, Sophia might fall. That level of body awareness in a dog, that level of intentional stillness for the sake of someone else, that is not training. That is love. And this is what Great Danes do. This is who they are, bred to be massive, living their lives as if they are small, capable of so much power, choosing gentleness every single time. Sophia doesn't know yet how lucky she is, but someday she will look back at these videos, at this enormous, graceful dog who chose her, who guarded her, who made her laugh on the hard days and stayed beside her on the quiet ones. And she will understand something profound about what it means to be truly, unconditionally loved. There will come a day when Sophia is old enough to ask her mom, "Was Danua really always like that?" And Claire will smile, the kind of smile that carries years of quiet gratitude, and say, from the very first night, she never stopped. That's the thing about Great Danes that nobody tells you before you bring one home. You think you're getting a dog. What you actually get is a presence, a constant, warm, unshakable presence that reorganizes itself entirely around the people it loves. Danua didn't just adapt to Sophia, she devoted herself. And that devotion didn't ask for anything in return, not praise, not treats, not even acknowledgement, just the chance to stay close. If that doesn't redefine what love looks like, I don't know what does. And maybe that's the quiet lesson hiding inside every single one of these moments, that love doesn't always speak. Sometimes it just shows up, night after night, in the same spot with the same steady heartbeat, asking for nothing. Danua never needed words to tell Sophia she mattered. She just stayed. And sometimes staying is the most powerful thing anyone, human or dog, can ever do. So here's your question for today. Do you think the size of a dog matters when it comes to being around babies? Or is it all about the individual dog's personality? Let me know below. I want to know where you stand. And if this video made you feel something, you know what to do.